Where'd they all go, man? That you pre-approved for that house but didn't buy that house. Where'd they go, man? Yeah, where'd they go? Let me go over this again for you, Mike. Okay? Okay. FSBO's, my idea, my script. Whose desk did the buyers land on? My desk, Mike. Yeah, my desk. And they went into my buyer program. You guys with me in this area? Fourth source of income. FSBO creep sells his house to some kid who's got an ugly little condo for sale. And does FSBO tell the kid that's got to sell his condo to buy his home? Does the FSBO say, hey, you need to go FSBO? Does the FSBO say that to the kid? No, he says less that, doesn't he? And who's he going to believe is a possible mentor to get the condo sold in order for the FSBO's house to close? Well, Mike's going to make sure I get my nose in there for a listing presentation. Fifth source of income. Price has gone down a little bit. FSBO is getting no showings. He's a little discouraged. Mike, being a sales machine, is talking to this guy once a week, helping him out. Mike says, gee, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry to hear there's no activity. And the guy says to Mike, this isn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. I don't like my wife being home alone when I'm not there showing the home. My boss is getting mad about me leaving work all the time. Mike, here's a little kink in the armor. And he goes in for the big close. And here it is. Gee, Mr. Johnson, I respect your decision to go for sale by owner, but one of the top agents in the Jersey Shore is Walter Sanford, and I've got a personal relationship with him. I can talk to him about your situation, and maybe he has some ideas. Can I have Walter give you a call? And the FSBO says, okay. Mike gets off the phone, dials my internal line, and he screams as I answer the phone, get this guy! And who does he deliver to me? Who does he deliver to me, guys? A pre-tenderized FSBO. Somebody that's had the poop beaten out of them already. You guys with me in this area? What is a FSBO the first week of them being a FSBO? Like super FSBO. Totally impervious to all real estate agent attacks, huh? By the 7th week, what are they? Ready to listen to reason. You guys with me in this? I took the majority of the overhead out of my office. I didn't have to go out and hire an assistant to do it. He's making a ton of money by controlling 20% of the FSBO off of my research. Smart system? Own the demographics, guys. I'm going on 2 FSBO listing presentations a week. All right? Give me another way that I could fun, proactive, inexpensively control a major seller demographic. Who else wants to list today? Easily identified. Expires. Who said that? Okay. Disappointed people. Okay. Why do they think their house didn't sell? Nincompoop real estate agents. Isn't that correct? And so here's the goal. Here's the checklist. Ooh, you're going to hear that word a lot today. Why do you think I put together? Take a look at number 4. Why do you think I put together a checklist, guys? Who's been doing this for 15 years? 15 years. What's your name, sir? Ed. Did you ever get a little tired? You ever wake up in the morning and go, wow, man, I don't want to go to work today. Really? You're just weird then, aren't you? Well, I did it about 15 years. I go, wow, I love this business, but I don't want to go to work today. What do you have to be able to say that? Money in the bank and equity in real estate. You guys with me in that area? Okay, all right. So at some point you get tired of doing some of the secretarial work, and for some of you guys it's in 3 or 4 years in the business, some of you it's 7, 8, 15 years. But it's really hard to make a couple $100,000 a year and then do $8 an hour of work. So at some point you might want to hire a part-time helper. Does that make sense at $13 an hour? Does that make sense? And what do you think you have this part-time helper do during the day? Put WD-40 in your lockboxes? Wash your car? Answer the phone? You see, when I hired somebody, I wanted them to actually make money. So what do you think I handed my first assistant? My for sale by owner checklist, my expired checklist. Does this make sense? You're not allowed to hire assistants until they actually make about 10 times their salary for you. And what's the only way they can do that, you guys? By following profitable checklists that produce leads. Yes, I would love them to be like in a doctor's office and prep the client and you just go out and close the transaction in a listing presentation. Yes, Oh man, it's very cool. So here's the deal. Checklist expireds. First step. The hardest to find people are your best leads. Why is that? Because you guys give up so soon in trying to find seller phone numbers. If it's not printed in the MLS or if it's not easy to find, you guys just go on to the next expired, yes? So how do you find, what's the checklist for finding somebody's phone number, an expired seller? What's the checklist? Internet, okay, bigyellow.com, okay, peoplefinders.com, okay. Where else would I look? 411, telephone book, tax records, peoplefinders.com. Could I call some neighbors out of the reverse directory? Maybe. Not supposed to? Who said that?
No, I said you got to
do not call. So you're not supposed to make the phone calls. Okay. What else? Do I know about do not call? I work around it all day long. Okay. Can you call for sale by owners? Under do not call? If you have the buyer, aren't you going to be a buyer? Take a look at number... Yeah, God willing. Watch this. Number 8. Do you think possibly the number one best thing that's going to happen to us in the next 2 years is you're going to use my stuff? I promise you're going to make money. And in 2 years, you're going to have some money in the bank. It's a brand new concept in real estate. It's called a savings account. Yeah. We're going to have a few bucks. And at the bottom, you know what's going to happen? You're going to pick up some pieces of real estate at the bottom of the market. Okay? That's where everybody got rich the last time we had a problem. Okay? All right. So I have a list to find these people. What's the next step in the checklist of the expireds? What's the cheapest way to contact them? Call them. Okay? Call them. So how many people want to pay attention to do not call legislation? It scares the heck out of me, guys. How many real estate agents are there in the National Association of Realtors? 1.3? Nobody has been brought up on charges for making a bad phone call yet. Do you think the first time we find somebody or first time somebody gets fined, do you think we'll know about it? They'll be on the cover of Realtor magazine in handcuffs. We will know about it. Okay? So what are the chances? You know, I don't like legislation that allows all my competitors to make the phone calls, and because I'm a law-abiding guy, I don't make them. It just drives me crazy. And you know why all my competitors in the country are making those phone calls? Because there's no enforcement. So until there's enforcement of the law, I don't know. You're going to have to make a decision. If you were to call them, what would you say to an expired in the morning? You want to have a long, drawn-out telemarketing campaign? How about this? Hi, Mrs. Johnson, Walter Sanford. I'm one of the top agents here in Jersey Shore. I'm one of the most excitable agents in Jersey Shore. I'm one of the most energetic. I don't care what you say about yourself, and they don't care. I'm one of the most energetic agents in the Jersey Shore. I know your property came off the market, and I'd like to apply for the job, or like to find out what it takes to apply for the job of selling your home. That's it, guys. I get off the phone. I leave voicemail messages. What's the next step in the checklist? I'll go ahead and prepare a letter because I want a multimedia presentation. What's a $400,000 listing worth to you guys? Let's talk about that for a second. What's it worth? How much? $400,000 listing that sells. 3% commission equals what as far as a gross income on one side? 12 grand. Using my double end transaction system, which we'll talk about in a minute, you've got about a 15 to 18% chance to double end it. So there you have a 15 to 18% chance to make $24,000. Hey, does the money stop there? No, because you met one or two really nice people, your past clients or not, that actually went ahead and went into your database, which we'll talk about today, and you get repeat business and referral business from them because you're a great agent, huh? Because you're nice and warm and funny and happy and they like you, huh? Yeah. So the cool thing about that is we figure about a $400,000 sale over the next 15 years, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $84,000 to you. You guys can't screw this stuff up. Listings are huge for your family and your future. And so I got all these listings, and I'm calling them, and I leave the messages. Next step is I go ahead and type a letter, and I type it off my computer, and it's already in my computer. I just add their name and address to it, and I put the date on it. And I print it out, and I sign it. And at the top of the letter, it says, bang, your listing's dead. And it goes on to explain why I'm a pretty good real estate agent in the Jersey Shore. My cooperative agent education program. What the heck is my cooperative agent education program? MLS. See, I pretty much have the same service as you do. Mine just sound better, okay? So I have the cooperative agent education program, a good search engine strategy, the prowess of the individual earning capabilities of each of my agents, marketing program, telemarketing, direct mail. And I talk about all this stuff they haven't seen implemented yet. And I sign it. I invite them to call me and talk to me for a meeting which will not discuss the sale of their home, but discuss their goals. Man, there's a different kind of guy. And I sign this, and I roll it up, and I put it in a stupid firecracker mailing tube, and I stick it in there with my return label here, my mailing label here, and my stamp here. When you go take these to the post office, go knock on the door of the postmaster first and say, hey, Mr. Postmaster, I'm going to be sending some patriotic firecracker tubes. Okay? And he'll laugh and giggle. But if you just drop them off, there's a chance you might get in trouble. So don't do that, okay? All right? They're completely legal, but let's get some clearance first, okay? And so we go ahead and we drop them off at the post office. They get these the next morning. Now, I now go to lunch because I never miss lunch. You can tell, huh? All right? Okay? And so I'm time blocked between 12 and 1 for lunch. Now, what do you think I do on my way back from lunch? Do I like door knocking? Do I look like a guy that likes door knocking? Can't stand it. It's right up there with cold calling, okay? However, these are people who you think they have a nincompoop real estate agent who couldn't sell their house. And I didn't talk to him this morning. So on my way back, I knock on a couple of doors. Which two do I pick? Take a look at number 7. Which two do I pick? Highest priced ones. Why is that? Who's afraid of going after $1.7 million waterfront homes? Why? I don't know either. They're nicer. You make more money. Why doesn't anything sell? Yeah. What's the only reason something doesn't sell? Price? Well, what else? How about terms, condition, location, all that? How about all that? How about marketing? How about all that stuff? You're right. Price only. All the rest of it's BS, guys. BS! Because if it's priced incorrectly, well, if it's a bad condition, what do you do? Spend money to fix it up or drop the price. Bad location, what do? Drop the stupid price. Stupid terms, drop the price. If the price is correct, how much marketing does a professional real estate agent need? Sign and MLS sells 95% of all properties. So if it don't sell, we have an undermotivated seller who will not reduce their property after our numerous requests for either a price reduction or a value enhancement, which we'll talk about later. But the more of these things I do, don't I meet a few people with real equity and real motivation? Don't I meet a few? Remember those days? Equity and motivation? They're still out there. Just got to go for more sellers to find them. And so I knock on a couple of doors. What do I say when I get to the door, guys? This is kind of scary. It was kind of scary for me, so I'm going to assume it's scary for you. Hi, Mrs. Johnson. I've got a quick little checklist of some questions I want to ask. I'm talking to all the expires today because I can't understand why homes like this expire. If I can help you with some of the items on here, maybe we can talk later, but tell me, why are you selling, and why do you think your home didn't sell, and what did you like about your agent? What didn't you like so much, and are you going to be putting your home back on the market? You are? Well, I'd like to meet you and your significant other. Would 5:30 or 6 be more convenient? Come on, guys. But don't worry about it because they're never home. So what do I leave behind? No, they already got the firecracker tube. Or they're getting it tomorrow morning. I had my Weikert Century 21 Coldwell Banker Remax sign made up, okay, on that plastic corrugated cardboard junk. You know that plastic cardboard stuff, sign writer material? And I had my sign made up. I had sold silk screened across the front of it, and I left the back of it blank. And I went to Kennedy Sign Company in New York, and they charged me like $4 each for these stupid things. I filled my whole trunk up with them. If the guy wasn't home, I went and pulled a giant sign out of my trunk. I went back to the front door, and I took a Mark's Law out of my pocket, and I wrote on the back, "Dear Dr. Johnson, this is what your home may have looked like should you have entrusted my marketing to achieve your goals. Please call. Let's talk about goals. Sincerely, Walter." And I leave this giant sold sign leaning up against the front door. Guy's been away for 4 days. Comes back. He's got 2 really nice voicemail messages on his machine. He's got a firecracker mailing tube in his mailbox. He's got a giant sold sign leaning up against his front door. After he says, "Honey, there's somebody stalking us," he might go ahead and smile and say, "There's a guy that really wants the business. A little different from the last guy we had." And I get a phone call. You guys with me? This is an $84,000 asset on a $400,000 home. I'm not screwing around, guys. And if I move to your town, I'm going to see if I can't control 15 to 20% of all the listed expireds, because that's been my number for almost 25 years. That's out of 3,782 real estate agents in Long Beach, California, the town where Century 21 started. I controlled 15 to 18% of all the listed expireds, guys, with a fun little program that people actually remembered me by. Meaning if they even listed with their same guy again, you know they remembered me for the next time around? You with me in this? And I'm having fun? People talk about me at parties? So I'm spending my marketing dollars where you guys spend on billboards and bus benches. I'm spending my marketing dollars on creative lead generation. Does this stuff make sense? Everything I talk about today has a dual or triple purpose, which you're making money from lots of different sources. Wow. And then before I go home, I try to call the people I wasn't able to reach again. So on the first day, I knocked on a couple expensive doors. I sent firecracker tubes. I called them twice. Pretty aggressive situation. I try one more time tomorrow, and gosh, if they don't contact me, I'm so disappointed. So if those people from the previous day don't contact me tomorrow, I pull out the "Bang, your listing is dead" letter. How did I have another one? How did I have another one, man? How? I pressed the printer button twice. It's like a tech thing, you know? First letters went in the stupid tubes. Second letter went in the file. It's now the next day. I pull out the second letters. But this time, before I send them off, I take a big red stamp. First of all, I sign them like I signed the first ones. Just look exactly like the first ones that went in the tube. But this time, I take a big red stamp, and I hit it, and the stamp says, "Please don't throw me away again." Then I crumble it up, and then I uncrumble it. Then I just take a regular old window envelope thing, and I fold this puppy up. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really do. And I mail it to them. Tell me again why they think their house didn't sell. An idiot real estate agent. What am I? A marketing guru. Are you guys with me? And they get this letter. "Mabel, the son of a bitch is in our trash." Almost always causes the phone to ring. "No, Dr. Johnson, of course not. I was not in your trash. But sir, if I could be so effective in getting you to call me regarding my marketing methods, can you imagine how effective I am in getting a buyer to call me once I institute marketing methods demographically poised to attract the main buyers interested in this type of home? Would 6:30 or 7 be more convenient for me to talk with you?" Come on, guys. I own the market. You okay with all this stuff? I now own a major market share of FSBOs. I mean, I own a major market share of expireds. I'm having fun and people are talking about me. Give me another one. I've got 65 unique seller lead generation systems. At some point, you're going to have to hire an assistant. But let's only do it after you're rich, okay? Is that okay? Okay. Give me another one. Upon moving here, I'm going to go ahead and talk to my title company or my attorney, whoever have, or how do you guys have access to the title to the tax records? MLS. So you've got a digitized tax records. Okay. I'm going to pull up all the people who own real estate in the Jersey Shore. They get their tax bill sent out of New Jersey. Who are these people? Yeah, well, they're more than absentee owners. They're way far away absentee owners. Is that okay? And guess what I'm going to do every quarter? I'm going to send them one of my letters. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, you're in my area of expertise. I have lots of services that I give my local clients. I thought you would to avail yourselves of these. They're available here, letter, by phone call. They're on my website. Number one, I have got the latest copies of the New Jersey Apartment House Association rental agreement rental application. You can download from my site. I can email you, fax you, or send you. Number two, I have a relationship with a local 1031 tax-deferred exchange accommodator. I've arranged a free 1-hour appointment with that 1031 tax-deferred exchange accommodator. And if you're ever thinking about selling your investment property, number three, I have all the best plumbers, heaters, electricians, roofers, landscapers. Number four, I know all the best management companies in town. Number five, I know all the best vendors, home warranty, home protection, title, attorneys. I had 20 services for the out-of-state owner. 4 letters and 4 phone calls a year. Phone calls are easy. Your daughter could do your phone